Okay guys, we're going to go over the written requirements necessary for promotion this semester here at Wall-to-Wall Martial Arts in our junior judo curriculum. So this is for the months May through August of 2013. This is a little bit of a departure from the normal junior handbook. We're trying something a little different for this summer semester. So if you have the junior handbook, just make note that this is going to be a little bit different. This will cover May through August, with promotions being held at the middle or end of August 2013. The throwing techniques for this semester are Osotogari, the large outer reap. Now we'll be doing the regular Osotogari, and you'll notice here also the arm trap version. We're also covering Seoi Otoshi, the drop knee shoulder throw, and Kubinagi, the neck throw. These will be repetitions for some of our students, but in this semester we're focusing a lot on the self-defense applications of some of these throwing techniques. The pinning techniques for this semester are Kazure Keisagatami, the modified scarf hold, Kami Shiho Gatami, the upper four corner hold, Mune Gatami, the chest hold, and Tate Shiho Gatami, the top locking four corner hold. The mat work techniques for this semester will be the scissor sweep from the guard, the elbow and thigh guard pass, the knee push scissor sweep, and the stacks guard pass. Joint locking techniques, which will be something new for most of our juniors. This semester we plan to cover Waki Gatami, the armpit arm lock, Te Gatami, the hand arm lock, and Kodagaishi, the reverse wrist twist. This semester we're doing quite a few self-defense scenarios. We have 6 on the page. Our real goal here is to get through at least the first 3. We might get through all 6, but really we're going to focus on the first 3, and then we'll play it by ear and see how it goes. So the first one is the two-hand push, split the grip, palm heel strike, and then you'll see we have 3 different throwing techniques to do from that situation. The second one is a right hook to the head. We're going to block that, use a palm heel strike, and then also feed into our 3 different throwing techniques as different possible finishes. And the third one will be a single hand grab or a one-hand grab. We're going to use an uppercut and a Waki Gatami arm lock to defend against that. Those are the 3 we're going to focus on this semester. In addition, for vocabulary and general knowledge, we want our junior judoka to memorize the principles of black belt excellence. Those are modesty, courtesy, integrity, perseverance, courage, and indomitable spirit. We'd like them to be able to recite those when it comes time for their promotion in August. Okay guys, we are here today to demonstrate the techniques for promotion for the months May through August 2013. That's the second semester of 2013. As I mentioned previously, this is going to be a slight departure from the standard junior judo handbook you may have gotten from our website. We are trying something a little different this summer, a little more focused on self-defense. So we're going to cover all the techniques for you right now. Your first throwing technique is Osotogari. There are 2 different ways we're doing it, the regular and also what we call the arm trap Osotogari. Let's see both of those. Regular Osotogari, large outer reap, and now the arm trap Osotogari. Remember with the arm trap version, we're going to trap their arm underneath our armpit, secure it tightly, and then with our other hand, we're going to go over their shoulder and grab the rear of their neck. Next, we create our off balance and then our reap, and we hold on to their head so it doesn't impact the mat or the ground. Next technique is Kubinagi, the neck throw. This should be a repeat for you from your yellow stripe test. Kubinagi, the neck throw. And Seoi Otoshi, the drop knee shoulder throw. So remember with Seoi Otoshi, we want our judo grip. Our right arm goes under the armpit strongly as our right leg moves forward. Next, we step our other leg back so we have a nice close fit, body to body, my back to his front. I'm going to drop to both knees at the same time. Drop, then pull and turn to look back at my feet or his feet. So pull and turn. Seoi Otoshi, the drop knee shoulder throw. Now we have 4 pinning techniques to cover this semester. We'll go through those real quickly. First is Kazure Keisugatami, the modified scarf hold. The only difference in Kazure Keisugatami and regular Keisugatami is that our right hand is going to go under his armpit and grab the top of his shoulder as we sit through. Our left arm still secures his arm under our armpit, our legs are wide, and our head stays down. This is Kazure Keisugatami, the modified scarf hold. The hand is under the armpit and trapping the shoulder. Next we have Munegatami, the chest hold. For Munegatami, we lay chest to chest, we go across the body, our elbow goes into the side of his head and neck, and we're going to hug and control this arm and shoulder with both of our hands. Your knees should be wide, your hips should be low, and your toes should be on the mat. Munegatami, the chest hold. Next is Kami Shihogatami, the upper four-corner hold. From the top of his head, we extend our arms, our hands underneath his shoulders, and we grip the belt on each side. Our knees are spread wide, our toes are on the mat, our hips are low, and we're going to pull him in real close and squeeze him real tight from here to here. Kami Shihogatami, the upper four-corner hold. Last but not least is Tate Shihogatami, the top-locking four-corner hold. We're going to sit on his stomach, right on his belt. We're going to lay down chest to chest. We're going to put an arm behind the head and secure him tightly. Or, if possible, we'll bring one of his arms across his nose, across his mouth and chin, and we will use our shoulder and our neck to trap that in place as we go underneath. We want to grip our hands together in what we call a gable grip, so interlocking our hands thusly. Let's also turn around. It's important to notice the footwork that's happening here. We're going to do what we call a grapevine to the legs to secure those and make it harder for our opponent to get away. Here, locking his legs with my feet and legs to secure the hold down. Tate Shihogatami, the top locking four-corner hold. Next, we have some other groundwork for you to cover. The first one being the scissor sweep when our opponent is in our guard. We're going to take our judo grip, move our butt slightly away from our opponent as we turn to our left side, bring our knee across his chest, drop the other leg to the floor. We will kick with one leg and also kick the other leg straight to perform the sweep. It also helps if you pull your partner onto your leg just a little bit to upset their base and their balance. Be sure to keep this arm under control. We can't allow them to stick their arm out to the side or the sweep won't work. Scissor sweep. Be sure to follow this all the way to the top. Next, we have a variation of that called the knee push scissor sweep. We start in the same position. We do the same maneuver to create space, but this time place your left foot on the bottom of your opponent's knee. Bring your knee across the chest, just as you did in the previous technique, and before you sweep, use your left foot to push his knee out from under him, thereby breaking down his base and destroying his balance. Pull, push, kick, and we still want to follow that all the way to the top. Now we have two guard passes. The first is the elbow and thigh guard pass. Remember, when you're in your opponent's guard, you want your knees nice and wide for a strong base. You want your shoulders and chest and head up tall with really good posture. And you want your elbows in close to your body and your hands down near his belt or stomach. We don't want to lay over, and we don't want to allow our opponent to bring our arms down into arm bars and choking positions. From here, we use our elbow to the inside of our opponent's thigh. We're going to use the elbow to push his leg down to the mat. Next, we trap that with the leg on the same side. The knee goes over first and touches the mat. My foot stays on the ground behind his leg. Next, I want to hold him down, so I'm going to get chest to chest. I'm going to put my arm behind his neck and lay my weight onto his body. If you watch my foot in the back, I want to step it up and over, then I will free my foot here, right into Munegatami, the chest hold. Our last guard pass is called the stack. From his guard, I'm first going to create space, what we call separation. So I bring my right knee into the center of his tailbone as I push back and pop my knee up. Now I've created space and I've broken his ankles from around my waist. Both hands go under his legs and around front. I'm going to pull these together and I'm going to pull my opponent up onto my thighs. Here, I stack him up by pushing his knees into his chest as I turn to the side. Now I can easily transfer right into Munegatami, the chest hold. That is a stacked guard pass. We have some really cool techniques for you this semester for self-defense purposes. We're going to learn a few joint locking techniques. The first one is called Wakigatami, the armpit arm lock. We're going to have Sensei John just hold out one of his arms so I can just show you the technique. Then we'll see them also in some scenarios or situations. Wakigatami, the armpit arm lock. So as you can see, what I've done is taken control of his wrist and I've turned his arm over so that his elbow is facing up. I'm now going to place his elbow into my armpit and I'm going to clamp it down for control. I'll grab his wrist with both my hands. Now I have his arm as straight as it can go. Any additional pressure that I place on his elbow is going to cause pain. You'll see him start to go down as I start to execute the locking technique, not by bending over, but by dropping my knees here. He will tap because he feels pain and doesn't want me to continue hurting his elbow. It's very important when we practice these joint locking techniques, you use excellent control. Never do them fast, never do them hard. Give your opponent time to tap. Your next joint lock is called Teigatami, the hand arm lock. Again, Sensei John will just give me a straight arm to work with for demonstration purposes. We're going to grab the wrist, rotate it over exactly the way we did for Wakigatami, and now I'm going to use my Y, which is the webbed portion here between my thumb and my fingers. I'm going to place that right on his elbow, and I'm going to use that to apply pressure to his elbow and force him down to the ground here. I continue standing. I don't want to bend over. Instead, I'm going to lower my knees to execute this locking technique until he taps. This is Teigatami, the hand arm lock. Our last technique is called Kodagaishi, the reverse wrist twist. This is a very, very powerful technique. Use a lot of care and caution when working with your partner. This could really hurt someone. We don't want to do that in practice. We want to take good care of our training partners. So again, a straight arm just for demonstration purposes. I place my thumb on the back of his hand, and I place the thumb of my other hand right beside it. My fingers wrap around and grab his palm. Now I step in a circle as I rotate his wrist and start to push his palm toward the mat. We're going to do this kind of fast. You're going to see Sensei John actually fall through the air. We call it a front aerial break fall. But I want you guys to do it nice and slow. So we'll see it both ways. We'll see it fast, then we'll see it slow. Now that's really cool, but I don't want you guys doing it that way just yet. You got to work up to that level. Let's see it nice and slow and safe the way I want you to practice. All right, let's cover these scenarios. There are 6 scenarios on the paper. However, due to time constraints, we're probably only going to cover the first 3 this semester. We'll probably move the other 3 to next semester. The first one is a defense when a bully or an attacker is trying to put their hands on our shoulders and push us back. So it's a 2-hand push. Hey! So as you can see, we're using a palm heel strike and also the arm trap osotogari. As the opponent places their hands on our shoulders, we split their grip so they can't affect our balance. Use our right hand for a palm strike. Now, arm trap osotogari. Now, we also expect you guys to be able to do this technique and finish with drop knee shoulder throw and kubinagi. So we're going to demonstrate both of those real quickly. And now for kubinagi. Same attack, 3 different finishes, depending on exactly what your opponent does, or depending on which techniques are your best. Your second scenario this semester is when your opponent tries to hit you in the head or face with a right hook. Sensei John will demonstrate the strike first without me defending. So the target is here to the temple or side of the face. My defense will be block, palm heel strike, arm trap, osotogari, and also we want to see you guys do this defense and finish with the drop knee shoulder throw and the neck throw. Let's see those. That was the drop knee, now the neck throw. All right, that's 2 scenarios down. We have 1 more to go. This one's going to finish with one of our joint locks we just talked about, wakigatami. It's one of my favorite joint locks. I really like this one. In this case, what's happened is my opponent has approached and they've grabbed me by the wrist. Maybe they intend to pull me somewhere so they can hurt me or do something bad. What I'm going to do now is deliver an uppercut to his chin or nose. Grab his wrist, use both of my hands to rotate his arm over and place his elbow into my armpit so that I can now perform wakigatami. Let's see that one more time at speed. All right, guys, so we've covered a lot of techniques this semester. Now, one thing that's different this semester, instead of the normal vocabulary and general knowledge, we want our junior judoka to memorize the principles of black belt excellence that we talk about at the end of class. The first principle is modesty, the next is courtesy, then integrity, perseverance, courage, and indomitable spirit. So parents, it's important, start having your students, your juniors, repeat those to you over and over at home, on the way to the dojo, on the way back home from the dojo. Help them memorize those techniques. These are some really, really fun techniques that we're working on this semester. I hope you guys are having as much fun doing them as we're having teaching them.